Have a look at those beautiful views. Absolutely fantastic over here in Perth, Western Australia. Welcome back to the Life of Loz. Obviously I'm Loz. I never actually did a first ride or a first impressions video of my Ducati Multistrada Pikes Peak 2025, but isn't she absolutely stunning? Absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love this bike. But so anyway, so what I automatically sort of thought of my first impressions when I was just about to buy this bike, I'd never actually ridden a Multistrada before, and it was just a very well unknown. You got to look at it, like it's big, it looks cumbersome, it looks like, she's a massive bike. But I mean, I'm 6'1", and this bike fits me absolutely perfectly. So what I did is I ordered my bike before I'd even done a test ride or anything, because I did all the research and all the planning, and like any research that you can do, like at the end of the day, listen, it's not these things aren't a secret. So I went and bought my bike, did all the research, did all the things, like it was the best bike that money could possibly buy, with all the tech, performance, reliability, and I went for the Gran Turismo over the RS due to the servicing and the 60,000k service, all those sorts of things that you've got to take into consideration when you're buying a, like your forever bike for now. And I never actually ridden one. So what I did is I just went and bought it, paid for it, everything else, got it all ordered, because it was, sort of December last year. And so when it was going to take, like 20,490 kilometers to actually get here from Bologna. So, that was one of the main sort of contributing factors why I just went and ordered it straight away and got it all, like on its way up here. After I'd actually ordered it, I went and rode the Gen 3. So I went down to Perth Ducati, rode the Gen 3, and thinking that it was going to be some big and cumbersome thing, and it was going to take a long time to learn how to ride and to become one with the motorcycle. But within about 20 minutes of riding that Gen 3, it left you speechless, with the big capacity of the 1158cc and all that torque. I mean, obviously that was a factory bike, so it was all stock standard, had that shitty tail thing on it. Ooh, yuck. But anyway, I just became absolutely at one with it, and I sort of got back after the test ride, and I was just like, wow, hang on a minute, like, is it possible that I've just ridden the best bike I've ever ridden in my life? And honestly, that was my first impressions. I'm not paid to say this shit. I'm not paid to, promote Ducati. I'm not paid to do anything. Like, this is my own personal preference. Like, and I'd ridden some nice high performance bikes, some Fireblades, owned a Turismo Veloce, we won't go talking about that, BMW S1000s, obviously, as you can see on my channel, ridden a whole range of bikes over my, just over 30 years, I suppose, of riding, if you don't take into consideration, like when you were riding around in the paddock as a kid on dirt bikes and all those sorts of things, so, but yeah, I honestly actually sat there and I thought that I'd actually just discovered and ridden possibly the best bike that I'll ever ride in my life. And that was before I'd even ridden my own bike or, become, at one with it. And I was just like, holy shit, like, this thing has absolutely just left me speechless. And I was just sitting there thinking to myself, holy dooly, this is definitely off to an absolute fantastic start. And I've never regretted it once, like I had to sell my S1000, I had to sell my Turismo Veloce at a loss. These things are definitely expensive, and at the end of the day, listen, you get what you pay for, I suppose. I mean, you've got to look at some of the things that are on this bike, Brembo Stylemas, Bosch electrics, adaptive cruise, Marchesini wheels, Brembo master cylinder, Brembo levers, Brembo Stylemas, Akrapovic systems. These are all absolute fantastic and pretty much the best that the world has to offer when it comes to, us riding and, living our dreams and trying to buy the best bikes that we possibly can, and you know, this has obviously taken me a little bit to learn how to ride it, and I've just taken my time, but you know, there's just, I don't know, there's just nothing like it. Obviously there's probably better bikes out there. If you can find one, just let me know. I wanted an S1000 XR or the new M1000 XR, and I just went and sat on it, and it was just like, oh, hang on a minute, like I've already got a BMW S1000. I know exactly how track orientated and how track ready the suspension is for the S1000, and I was just like, you know what, like I am actually feeling a little bit uncomfortable just sort of sitting on the M1000 XR, and do I want a whole lot of, you know, forever bike for now feeling of, you know, the whole lot of the same stuff. So, and you know, my pillion passenger, she just sat on it with me, and she was just like, nah, I just cannot deal with this thing, I can't sit on it, this is just so uncomfortable. And coming from a Turismo Veloce where, you know, like it's more comfortable, the seat's better, it was definitely more, you know, okay, yes, I spoiled her with one of the most comfortable bikes out there, even though the suspension is shite. That Sachs thing, that Marzocchi, oh, that's a whole nother negative video, but I'm not about making negative videos on my channel. But yeah, so anyway, there was about a month and a half to 2 month wait. I went and picked up my bike, and it's just, you know, sitting on that thing, the smooth, how balanced it was, how little the bike actually feels underneath you. Obviously, when it comes to the weight, you know, like, and this is no you know, 400 kilo bike. Like this is what, 221 kilos dry. I think it's 217 when you take off the weight of the Akrapovic catalytic converter and things. You know, so this is not a light bike by any means, but I tell you what, with the low down center of gravity, with how balanced it is, how that EC2 Olin suspension configures, and it just carries my weight. I'm just over 100 kilos, 110 with gear. It's an absolute just marvel to own, and I definitely never look back on it. And yeah, it's just one of those fantastic things, and it is so easy to ride. I can't get over how awesome it really is. I'm very lucky. I feel very privileged to be able to own one of these magnificent bikes. So yeah, that's my little first impression video. You know, I just loving it. It's just fantastic. All right, well, make sure you wear all of the gear all the time. Obviously, I'm Loz. Thanks for watching, and I'll definitely be seeing you on the next one. Boom.